Today in the heart of Brooklyn, we honor the strength of a survival of a people. Today is Guyana's Emancipation Day. It's more than a date on the calendar. It's a celebration of people, of freedom, of identity, and unshakable culture. My name is Lakshmee Singh, and this is Let's Talk with Lakshmee.
Was the beginning of the end of the inhumane institution of slavery, of injustice, of oppression. But let us not forget that the end of slavery was not a voluntary act by those who perpetrated it. It is the sheer willpower to end their collective suffering, which resulted in the multiple uprisings that was mentioned before by our enslaved ancestors, including the 1763 rebellion, which eventually led to the end of slavery. Importantly, the struggles and uprisings of our African Guyanese ancestors ensured the end of this most brutal practice of accumulating wealth on the backs of others, literally and for free. It was therefore the end of the practice of slavery for all peoples, as after emancipation, it became impossible for the slave masters to continue the institution of slavery in Guyana against Africans or any other people. And this is why I say it is a celebration for all Guyana.
I remember I was an apostle of the jungle. I would beat in the morning to call the sun. I beat in the evening to the rain come down. I beat for my God. I beat for my tribe. I beat for Africa, the only pride. Drums! Drums! Can you hear the drums? Can you hear the drums? In Africa, as a man, they bring me away as a slave. They put heavy chains on my hands. Wicked I to behave like fish back in a tin. Africans in a shiphold. Just imagine how we did. Everybody being sold. When we rebel, them take a man and they beat up with the whip, every chains on the hands, and they dash him off the ship. They take me women folk, rape them, throw them overboard. Every woman crying, no! Still they dash them overboard. They take me grandmother, and they dash him on the ground. Grandmother hollering, Lord. When they're done, I hear no song. Little children getting raped. There were 4, 6, and 8. Pregnant women getting kicked. Lord, it made me stomach sick. Oh, Guyana! Oh, Guyana!
So the question is what emancipation means to me. As an African Guyanese descendant, I look back many times into the history of the slave trade, of taking African bodies around the world, but particularly to Guyana, where many of the African slaves started arriving in Guyana in 1640. And then in 1838, when the slavery was abolished, finally being emancipated from physical slavery, because slavery continued in certain aspects. I can imagine how my foreparents felt, the relief, the burden. And so I am also relieved from what emancipation means to me. It's a relief that I didn't have to come and go through that as well. And the thing that we miss, many of us missed, is that people talk about coffee with 1763, slave rebellion. But we have to think there was another slave rebellion in 1823. And those slaves in 1763 were all killed. They died. We are just descendants of those from 1823. For instance, my family, as my father imparted to me on my father's side, was taken to Guyana in 1811. Slave trade in 1811, there was a war in West Africa, in the Adamawa province that covers Cameroon, Ghana, and those countries there, the west. That's where my family came from, the Yoruba tribe. And were taken to Guyana in that 1811 war. King Asayas was one of my ancestors. He fought that war as a Yoruba king. He was captured His sister, who I'm directly descended from, she survived slavery and walked out in West Coast Berbice out of slavery. And that story came down in our family, the Richmond family. And she recounted to her children that as the boat was leaving, her brother King with his warriors jumped overboard and killed himself instead of being taken into slavery. You see, and her son, who's my great four-great-grandfather, when you go to the West Coast Berbice Bushland Village office there, and you check the land, you will see his name there. The name that he took, Daniel Halbert Richmond. That's the name he took, and passed it down to us. With all those Richmond land. Listen, he came out of slavery at the age of 20-something, and he worked and bought lands throughout West Coast Berbice. He had cattle. And some of those lands are mine today. Rice land, they're there. I pay the rates and taxes until now. So our forefathers were taken into slavery. But I'm grateful that they persevered. As my poem says, they weren't given the opportunity to read, but they persevered. They persevered. So emancipation means a lot to me, because thank God that they had the courage to stick it out and keep fighting, and eventually slavery was abolished. So it's a day that we celebrate. In my village of Hopetown, West Coast Berbice, right now they're celebrating Soiree. It's the only village in the entire country of Guyana celebrating the emancipation of slavery with that special cultural celebration.
My costume and the entire piece is to showcase and basically about our 6 different races. Gold stripes and the jewelry represent our rich minerals, the bauxite, diamond, gold. And I myself, Jermaine Victor, I represent the people, the 6 different races. Of course, my mother is from Essequibo. My dad is from Georgetown. I was born in Guyana, I wouldn't say where. I grew up and trained in Linden. And so yes, I represent the people because of my family. White represent the beautiful different types of waterfalls we have in Guyana. And the piece is honoring our ancestors, the one who worked so hard, tirelessly, the one who crawled so we can able to fly. So we have freedom.
My grandparents never told us about anything. It was too painful. Our history is too painful. And if they tell us, maybe we will have rage. So I believe that they decide to not tell us. It is their story. It is not our story. So as I grow older, I also got involved, wanted to know more. And that is what really makes me want to know what happened in Guyana. We need to know what forms us, what experience formed our parents. We need to know that. My name, Jennifer Harding, and I'm an alumni of St. Rose's.
Our family and friends are a big part of who we are. They are our biggest supporters and confidants, and our source of bellyfuls of laughter.
And when it comes to keeping you connected, Western Union is here to make it safer and easier with their digital services. Now your family and friends overseas can send you money without leaving home by using the Western Union app or westernunion.com. Just visit gkmsonline.com to register and share your banking details with your sender to start receiving funds directly to your bank account, so you don't have to leave home to collect. Grace Kennedy Money Services, home of Bill Express, FX Trader, and Western Union, doing our part to help you stay safe and connected to the ones you love.
At Better Vision Optical, we know you love what you see. Come in and look for that perfect fit for your fashion, style, and budget. We have new frames at affordable prices to have you looking your best. Shop designer name brands like Burberry, Coach, and Gucci. We also have a wide variety of sunglasses like Versace and Ray-Ban. Visit our store at 11117 Lefferts Boulevard, Queens, New York for friendly, personable service, or shop online at buyeyeglass.com. Better Vision Optical, we make you see the difference.
This is not just a day off. This is a day I carry my people in my chest. A day I say, I see you. To the ones who can, who fought, who died nameless but not forgotten, to the ones who whispered freedom in the wind and made it low, Emancipation Day is my heritage, and I will not forget. I will not water it down, I will speak it loud, dance it proud, and walk with the weight of it like a crown. Because I am here, black, bold, and unbreakable, because they dreamed into me becoming, and I owe them everything. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tangerine Clark, and I'm known in the community as the community journalist. You know, I cover everything from arts and entertainment and all of that. And I just love being a part of this amazing Guyanese community, you know, because we're so diverse and we're such wonderful people. As we celebrate emancipation, we can reflect and think about where we are today and to thank our ancestors for all of the things that they have done for us, you know, so that we can be here today and we can share our culture, our food, and all of the different things that we learned while growing up.
I'm Claire Patterson Mona, and I currently serve as the Interim Executive Director of Guyana Cultural Association of New York, Inc., celebrating 25 years this year. It's important to keep our emancipation celebration and observances alive and well in the diaspora, Region 11, because this celebration brings people together. It really embraces our culture and reinforces the unity and strength of our people. So yes, we've got to keep our culture as well as our different celebrations alive.
I'm here year in, year out to support this event because emancipation means it's a consciousness of spirit and of our ancestors' legacy that I believe within every culture we should be able to recognize and honor our foreparents and our ancestors for the sacrifices and struggles they've endured to bring us this far. And hopefully we'll see it fit enough to enable our children, our offspring, to be in a better position that we have met it. So that's my official reason for being here and my consciousness to the movement of emancipation. It's more of an awareness of where we came from. And hopefully we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. Because history has a way of repeating itself. Hopefully we don't repeat the bad parts of history.
I to wonder let how we go. Everanti besa hala. Everanti besa, everanti besa, everanti besa hala. Everanti besa, everanti besa, everanti besa hala. Eva washa hala, washa hala, washa hala ba. Washa hala, washa hala ba. Oh I feel like the morning star. Feel like this.
Emancipation means a lot to me. Emancipation means the end of struggle for all of us. It gets me back to history, knowing that so many of us, as our parents or foreparents, crying tears, seeing all their children leave their homes. And it gives me a very sad feeling to know my foreparents had to lose their children towards slavery. So now that we become emancipated, we should celebrate this because so many mothers been crying, fathers, brothers and sisters losing their brothers and sisters, and they all left alone, you know. So we never stop crying tears. So emancipation brings back that to me, that now we are free, but we're still struggling. We're still in a struggle. But I just like to know that everyone is here to celebrate the struggle with us. And as we become freer and freer with this emancipation. So meaning this to me is love. And we need continuous love because we and my foreparents were slaves. My mother and father had to leave their parents' home. My great-great-grandparents had to leave to come here to different country as slaves. So this really means a lot to me when I see brothers and sisters could be celebrating here today of all culture. That means we have a team now. So thanks to each and every one for celebrating emancipation with us.
My poem that is called African Breed. It says, my poem is a talking African drum. African queens, everlasting. Another poem of wisdom, another poem of substance and seed, exposing the system slavery, cruelty and greed. Compelled to be ignorant, never to read, the resistance was theirs and the will to succeed. Taken from Africa, the African soldiers to the slave of America. A slave to the highest bidder, still with courage and fortitude. Indeed, many nations, nationalities participated and decreed the barbaric, dementic, holocastic system to succeed. And so they persevered and overcome all of those obstacles.
I learned about the silk cotton tree. I learned about knowing about spirits. I learned about the struggles that our ancestors had undergone and their resilience in terms of fighting for freedom. As you know, I mentioned coffee again when I spoke earlier. That was in Berbice, but I'm from Essequibo. But in Essequibo itself, we had our share of rebellion. We had, Damon, who led rebellion here in Essequibo, and in the country as a whole. But in Leguan, folklore, learning about the history, the culture of our people, because Leguan is a multi-ethnic island. And so I grew up, my friends were not necessarily Africans, Indo-Guyanese, but the culture was very evident, and the camaraderie, the togetherness.
Let's talk with Lakshmee. Here we go now.